Hi, good morning, all of you. So today we are covering about a new chapter actually. So today we are covering a new chapter and the name of the chapter is what? Performance measurement and evaluation. So this is the name of the chapter. Now the question comes about what is this topic? What is all about? What is this all about? Right? So if you will see, we have learned about management accounting. We have learned that how we can take the decision related to costing in the business organization. This is what we have already learned, right? If you will see from chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, if you will see these chapter, what we have learned here, that how we can take the cost related decision in the organization, but strategically we were taking all the decision. है ना मतलब if you will see, our focus was not just to take a decision just considering the cost, because if you will see in our basic classes in CA inter classes, we have taken the decision just by considering the cost. We have just considered the material cost, labor cost, overhead cost, and then we have taken the decision. But in these first 5 chapters, we have learned that it is not just enough to just consider the cost. We have to consider it everything using strategically. मतलब दिमाग लगाना है, right? So we have to make the decision strategically in the organization. This is what we have learned. Now the point is that if you will see the name of the topic, performance evaluation, that means we have to evaluate the performance. What we have to do, evaluate. Now here what is happening, we have taken a cost related decision. Maybe after that we will get some result. What type of result we will get? Maybe the sale of the company will increase, maybe the cost will reduce strategically, matlab cost be reduced and it is increasing the quality of the product, right? So cost is decreasing, the quality of the product is increasing, right? So in this way the company is behaving here. Now the point is that you have achieved the result, you have the sale, you have the profitability, your cost of the organization have reduced, you have done business process re-engineering, right? You have done value engineering, you have done value chain analysis, you have done supply chain analysis, you have done everything, right? Now after doing everything, you got the result, right? Now the point here come in this chapter, we will talk about evaluating what result you got. So now we will see the result. How is the result, right? Is it good? Is it the same what you want to achieve? Or do we need some improvement here, right? So we will see what result, evaluating the results, what result you got here, and evaluate those results. Is it the same which we want to achieve? Or should we have to do something to improve it? So we have to see all these factors here. So if you will see, what is the name of the topic? Evaluating the performance, how well the company have performed, right? So evaluating the performance of the company, right, is the name of the chapter, right? What is the name of the chapter? Evaluation of what? Evaluation and measuring the performance, how well the company have performed, how well the sale have increased, how well the profitability has increased, how well the financial factor have improved, how well the non-financial factors are improved, because we are not just focusing on achieving the financial goal. If you will see from 1st to 5th chapter, we are not just focusing on achieving financial goals, right? We will see our non-financial goals also. For example, if you remember in chapter 2, we have learned that we want to improve the customer satisfaction, right? We want to achieve this customer satisfaction. What else? We want to improve employee satisfaction, right? We want to improve the employee satisfaction. So the point is that our goal is not just to achieve the financial goal. Our goal is to achieve the non-financial goals like customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, right? So the point is that how well you have achieved all these things, you will measure it, how much customer performance has increased. How much evaluation satisfaction has increased, how much customer satisfaction has increased, how much customer loyalty has increased, right? Point is that we will measure it, we will evaluate it right here, and we will evaluate both, not just our financial goal, that whether we are managed to achieve the financial goal or not. So we are not just focusing on evaluating the financial goals, but we are focusing here to achieve the non-financial goals also, right? So we will focus on both we want to achieve both actually. So we want to see that whether we have achieved both or not, right? So we will see these two things here. All right, so if you will see here, what do we have here? We have what you can see, performance measurement. We are measuring and evaluating. We are measuring and evaluating what? Performance. Performance means how well the company is performing, the result, the non-financial goals, the financial goal, everything. We are just measuring it and evaluating it, right? Acha. Up here, if you will see that actually we are evaluating both, right? We will consider the financial factors, we will consider the financial and non-financial factors, both. Key performance indicator, right? Critical success factor. What are the critical thing which is required in the organization for the success of the entire organization? Key performance indicator. If you have worked any organization like I am working, I know like in my organization they measure the key performance indicator, not just for the company, entire company, but they evaluate it for every employee. What are their key performance indicator, right? So the point is that it is done in corporate, actually corporate strategy. So it's all about that we measure all these things: critical success factor, key performance indicator, corporate strategy. We will study about all these things and we will see the link between them. We will see the financial factors, we will see the non-financial factors here. And then we will see how well we are performing for the society and environment, because we have learned about the environmental management accounting also, right? That we are actually responsible toward the environment and the society also. So we have learned about the environmental management accounting. All right, we have learned all these things here, and you can see that they are talking actually about the reports, right? Performance reports. So we have just learned. We will see how well we have achieved our results. We are actually measuring it. So we will see how well we have achieved all these things. All right. Okay. So now if you will see, what do we have here in this chapter? First, if you will see, what do we have? First, they are talking about the responsibility center. Matlab, before evaluating the result of the company, before evaluating the actual performance of the company, we will first try to understand the structure of the company, right? So before evaluating all these things, first, what do we want? We want to see the structure of the company. So we want to see the structure of the company. All right. We want to see what? The structure of the company. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, just give me 1 minute. So what do we want to evaluate here? We want to evaluate the structure of the company. All right. Okay. So what is the different, what type of different structure of an organization can have? So if you remember, an organization can be a company, an organization can be a partnership firm, an organization can be a proprietary firm. This is what an organization can have different structure, right? Say yes or no. And an organization can have different structure. All right. Give me 1 minute. Okay. So an organization can have different structure, right? So if you will see here, we will first talk about the structure of the company. All right. Organizational structure of the company, right? Okay. So let me show you the organizational structure of a company first. Then we will talk about it. All right. Okay. So if you will see, an organization can have what this type of structure? Entrepreneurial organization structure, right? What type of this organization is? This type of organization, where the organization have entrepreneur, one person, जिसको we call sole proprietary firm, है ना? So you are all commerce student. I assume that you all know about proprietary firm, right? So proprietary firm means proprietor. You know, where there is one single sole proprietor and there are multiple employees, right? This is one of the structure. One person is the owner and there are multiple employees. We are first learning the different structure of the organization. Okay? So this is one of the structure of the organization. What is the second structure of the organizational? Functional organization. So what type of this organization is? Or there is one CEO in the company and then different function. The entire organization is further classified into different function like HR department, finance department, marketing department, IT department, production department. So generally small organization, not very, very small organization will have this type of structure. Very small, है ना? जैसे कि परचून वाली दुकान, right? Small shopkeepers, they have this type of organization. Very small organization. Very small organization can have this type of structure. Small organization or a medium organization can have this type of structure. What type of structure? Functional organizational structure. So in case of functional organization, they have an organization, but in the organization, they have classified different functions, functional area, like HR department, right? HR department, finance department, marketing department, IT department, production department. So the organization can have different functional areas. All right. An organization can have different functional area. Okay. Then what do we have? After that, we have divisional structure. Now, what is divisional structure? So you can see big organization. What type of big organization? Let me give you an example first. So big organization, like if you will see Tata, ITC company, Tata, Reliance. If you will talk about these organizations, you can see that divisional structure. How? First, they have different division, right? Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and every division have respective functional area, like production department, marketing department, finance department, right? Purchase department, production department. So in this way, first, there will be a classification on the basis of division. Then each division will be further classified on the basis of functional area, right? It is possible in a big company like ITC company where they have different division, like food division. You know, ITC work under different structure, right? So they may have food division. They may be in stationery, or, you know, they sell stationery product also. Stationery division, or, you know, they are in hotel industry also. So hotel division. So the organization may have different division. Then those respective division is further classified as functional. Okay. So this is what divisional structure of the organization. Okay. Now the point is that to make it more effective, because the divisional structure is not very effective. So the organization these days actually uses what? To use the resources in best possible way. Instead of having this type of divisional structure, big organization like ITC, Tata, and Reliance, big organization, instead of having divisional structure, they have the matrix divisions. You can see matrix organizational structure. So what is matrix organizational structure? So actually, it is for the very big organization, just like Tata, ITC, Reliance. But actually, if they will make their structure in this way, this will help them to best utilize their resources. For the best utilization of resources, they actually make this type of divisions, right? So you can see what type of division it has. CEO, one CEO of the company, then different functional area, finance, manufacturing, sales department. Now this finance department, manufacturing department, sales department, we are using all these respective department for different project, right? Project A of the company, project B of the company, project C of the company. So what will happen in this way? Your resources will never remain idle, and you will use entire resources. Maybe it is related to production department, maybe it is related to finance department, advertisement department, marketing department, purchase department. Your entire resource will be used in best possible way. All right, you will use your entire resources in best possible way, and for that reason we need to classify the entire organization in this way. All right, we need to do a classification in this way. All right, okay. I hope it is clear to all. So we have just these 4 type of structure. You can see फालतू की इतनी सारी theory is given here. It's of no use. You can see organization structure, how you have classified the organization. ठीक है? So what are the role of the people? What are the authority and responsibility of the people? How they are coordinating with each other? This will happen in an organization, right? Role, authority, responsibility, and the way they are coordinating depend upon what type of structure they have. है ना? What type of structure they have, accordingly they will coordinate with each other. Accordingly they have the role and responsibility, authorities in the company. Accordingly they have the authority and responsibility in the company, right? So it is like this. So it is given here, the organization structure can be of division, functional, entrepreneurial, and organization structure, right? So we have learned here about the organizational structure, right? Organization structure mein you have learned it is like proprietary firm. Functional structure mein you have learned it is applicable for small and medium firm, where you have the CEO and different function, HR department, finance department, marketing department, IT department, production department, right? Okay. And then division organizational structure can be of this form. Different division, and each of the division will have different functional area. These are not very effective, but if you will talk about matrix organization, this is the best way for very big organization like ITC, Tata, Reliance, for a reason. Because in this, if you make the structure in this way, coordination will be easy, role and responsibility and authority will be easy to define, and what will happen? It will help the organization to best use of their resources. Okay, we have done this. This will give you different structure of the organization. Now the question comes here, okay, ma'am, now we know about the structure of the organization. Now please tell us about what responsibility. What is responsibility accounting? Now, if you will see in the organization, we talk about few things. Okay, like for anything, who is responsible? Who is responsible? What type of authority they have? What type of authority, power they have in the company? What is their role in the company? So what is their role? What authority they have? What are their responsibility in the company? We will see and talk about all these things. So if you will see here, now they are talking about in the entire organization structure, what are their roles? What are their responsibility? What are their authority, right? So here they are talking about the responsibility accounting, right? Here, what are their responsibility in the entire organization? When we talk about the organization, what are their responsibility? Okay, now see this image. We are just talking about the responsibility of the people, right? Now see this image. What is happening here? See what this person, department manager, is saying. I am responsible for controlling the cost of the company. Oh, no. I am responsible to control the cost of only my department. This is what department manager is saying. Acha, division manager is saying what? I am responsible for controlling the cost of my division. President is saying, I am responsible for controlling the cost of my entire company. So role and responsibility differ, right? You can see this is a company. And the company can have different division. Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and these division can have different department, है ना, division. Now these division can have department, different department, department 1, right, department 2, department 3. Now the point is that we will have different level of manager, है ना. Here we have manager, then senior manager, then vice president. In this way, we appoint different manager in a company. So maybe, for example, these are all senior manager in their respective department, then functional department, right? So, and here what is happening, maybe these are vice president of the company, VP of the company, and president or vice president of the company, and this is what the owner or the CEO of the managing director of the company. Now this person will say, I am responsible for the entire company cost. Now here the vice president will say, I am responsible for the cost of entire division, this entire division. And this person will say, I am responsible for my department. Point is that you can see their role is different, their responsibility is different, their authority is different. So who is responsible for what in the organization is also very important to know. Who is responsible to do what? Accordingly, we will account them. That, see, you have the authority and you are responsible for this, right? You have the authority to do this and you are responsible for this, right? Okay. Responsibility accounting, performance report. So what will happen here? Amount of detail varies according to level of organization. Acha, abhi dekho, if you will see here, this is something I want to talk about. So we have just learned an organization can have this type of hierarchical structure. Now what will happen? This manager, department manager, will have more detailed information, more detailed data of their department, of their department. Okay. This department manager will have more detailed information of their department. Now this information will reach to here in this division. This department information will reach here in this division. Again, in this division, they will have their own responsibility and they have the data. But यहाँ पे जो data होगा, that data will be limited as compared to this data. And the person who is using the data here, he will use more limited data. मतलब data को refine करना. You must give them refined data. Only the relevant data. है ना? अब देखो, CEO will not see entire complete detailed data of entire company. Not possible, right? For CEO, it is not possible to see a complete data. So he need a refined data. Whatever is relevant, he just need that. Sometimes, data analyst course these days are very famous because they help them to plot everything in the form of graph, chart. So, I mean, they need just this much of, data. They can't see everything. They don't have time, actually. The CEO of the company, they are so busy, they don't have time to see the detailed data of the company, right? So these people, the CEO or the division manager, they don't need detailed data. They just need a refined data, right? Okay, so if you will see here, it is given that the department manager, what is given here? The department manager need what? Detailed report. Department manager need a detailed report, right? Store manager receives summarization information, right? And the CEO will need just a very highlighted data. Okay? So the point is that depend upon the responsibility, authority, they need different type of data. Okay? Okay. Now let's talk about the responsibility center here and its performance. So amount of data varies according to level of their performance. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about what? Acha, we have not talked about centralized organization and decentralized organization. Let's talk about the centralized and decentralized organization also. Let's talk about these type of organization also. So now the question comes, what is centralized organization? And what is decentralized organization? What are these centralized and decentralized organization? All right, let's talk about centralized organization and decentralized organization. So what is centralized organization? So what will happen, for example, Delhi, I have a company and head office in Delhi. Head office is in Delhi, right? And the company have different division in different cities of the country, like Jammu, like Dehradun, like Guwahati, like Indore, like Patna, like Gujarat, right? Like Bangalore, right? Like Kerala. So what is happening here in the centralized organization? Whatever the decision will happen, every decision will be taken here in Delhi and then executed in Indore, then executed in their respective places. Every decision will be taken here in Delhi, then executed. Raw material will be first purchased in Delhi, then it will be transferred to Indore. Raw material will be first purchased in Delhi, then it will be transferred to Bangalore for production. Material will be first purchased in Delhi, then it will be transferred to Kerala for production. Material will be first purchased in Delhi, then it will be transferred to Jammu for production. Material will first purchase in Delhi, then it will be transferred to Guwahati for production. Purchase in Delhi, then transfer to Gujarat for production. So what is happening? This is a centralized organization where entire decision is taken at centralized place. Entire decision of the company is taken place at a centralized place. Achha, now let's talk about decentralized organization. So we have head office in Delhi, and we have different divisions in Indore, in Delhi, sorry, in Dehradun, Jammu. अब now देखो क्या होगा, Jammu and Patna and Gujarat and Kerala and Bangalore. So now what is happening? If it is a decentralized organization, what will happen? The entire decision will not be taken only in Delhi. What will happen? We will give some power to the manager of Patna. We will give some power to the manager of Indore. We will give some power to the manager of Jammu. We will give some power of the manager of Bangalore. We will give some power of the manager of Kerala. We will give some power to the manager of Gujarat. We will give some power to the manager of Patna. We will give them some power. Okay, we will give them some power. They have some responsibility, authority. Now the point is that whenever they want to buy the product, they will buy it locally, right? So I mean, see, in case of centralized system, first Delhi will buy the raw material from wherever they are buying. They will get the cheap material. They will buy it. ठीक है, अब देखो transportation cost is required here. They buy the raw material to get it in the Delhi, then they transfer it to the Indore, again transportation cost. Then they transfer it to Jammu, again transportation cost. Then they transfer it to Guwahati, transportation cost. Transfer it to Bangalore, transportation cost, respectively. So you can imagine how the raw material has to move so much, and so much transportation costs, so much other resources we are wasting here because of centralized organization. ठीक है? So we are wasting actually resources. I hope you can see here. So much transportation costs. Material is moving unnecessary. And for the movement of material, we need some labor, some employees. So the wastage of salary on the labor and employee. You can imagine that how much waste we are doing here. है ना? अच्छा, now let's talk about decentralized organization. So in case of decentralized organization, we will give the power to the manager of Patna, Gujarat, that you can purchase the product locally, buy the goods locally. ठीक है? So we will hire the local employee here, right? Local Indori, local Jammu person, local Patna person, local Gujarat person, local Kerala person, local Bangalore person. So we will hire the local people here of their respective state. These local people, they are the manager of their respective areas. And now we will give them some power. We will give them some authority and responsibility. If they have authority, they can buy the material locally. Now, instead of taking the material from Delhi, they will buy the material locally. So they are saving transportation cost. They are saving the movement of raw material, and other resources will be saved here. Unnecessary communication of information is saved here. Unnecessary wastage of time will be saved here. Point is that this is what locally you have given the power to all the manager, and now they will buy the material from their respective local states. मतलब if जम्मू में प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है तो जम्मू से ही रॉ मटेरियल खरीदो. पटना में प्रोडक्शन, if the production is in Patna, buy the material from Patna, buy raw material from Patna. If the production is in Kerala, buy the raw material in Kerala. If the production is in Bangalore, buy the raw material in Bangalore. Point is that buy the local raw material, use the local resources. That will save the cost. That will be the best, decision. Saving, right? So here you are giving the power, authority, responsibility to the local area manager. Instead of all power is in one person. Here what is happening? Only a person sitting in Delhi, this person have all the power. That's it. He will only take entire decision of the company, and this person have all the power. Not good for the company, right? Only one person have all the authority. No, not good. So, but if you will see decentralized organization, what will happen? We have, given the power to the local managers also. Now they have authority for their local area. They will buy the raw material from their local area, and accordingly, they will purchase the goods and they will do the production. Achha, now tell me, what do you think? Which one seems good here? Which one seems good? What do you think? Which one seems good? Local production, decentralized organization seems good, or centralized organization seems good? Tell me, which one seems good to you? Write in comment. I'll read your comment. What do you think? Which one is good? What do you think? Centralized or decentralized? That's okay. There will be less discount. I understand, because you're not buying the raw material in bulk. That's okay. You are losing the discount. But think about it now, that you can buy the raw material when there is requirement. You can apply just in time. And when we implement lean system, just in time system, it help you to save so many unnecessary wastage. So many non-valued activities can be improved. You are buying the raw material locally. So when there is requirement, you will buy. If there is no requirement, you will not buy. There is no storage of raw material. You can imagine all the deadly waste, 7 deadly waste, you will manage to remove it from the organization. All deadly waste will be removed. Janvi. So if you will see, in case of decentralized organization, so much transportation cost will be saved. Do you know how much transportation cost they incur? If you want to move a product from Delhi to Guwahati, do you know what is the charge these truck charges? 50,000, 40,000. These much transportation charges they have to pay to the owner of the truck. I mean, this is the minimum, 30,000, 40,000 for moving the product from one place to other place. Can you imagine? Discount is nothing. You are just losing discount, but can you imagine you're saving so much transportation cost? People are needed, right? We need someone to employ to move the material from one place to other place. You're saving the salary. You know? So just by losing discount, but you are saving other things, right? Is that okay, dear? So which one is better, centralized organization or decentralized organization? Which one is better? Decentralized organization. If the organization will have decentralized structure, this is better for the organization, right? Decentralized organizational structure. Okay, I hope it is clear difference between centralized organization and decentralized organization, right? Now, decentralized का मतलब every center you are giving the authority to some people. They are responsible for their own area. People, you will give them authority and power to specific area people. They are responsible for their own areas. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about responsibility center here. Okay. I hope it is clear. Centralized and decentralized organization is clear to all. Centralized and decentralized organization is clear to all. Okay, now let's talk about responsibility center. Okay, so now in case I told you decentralized organization is better, right? You can see here. Here just I explained this, that decentralized organization is much better than centralized organization. We have just discussed this, right? Now the point is that in case of decentralized organization, what do we have? Responsibility center. Decentralized organization is better. Okay? And in case of decentralized organization, we have different responsibility center. All right, you can see here we have different responsibility center. What are these responsibility center? Cost center. Okay, revenue center. Profit center and investment center. Okay, so we have different type of centers: responsibility center, cost center, revenue center, profit center, investment center. All right, now let's talk about what is, ma'am, what is this profit center? Ma'am, what is this a revenue center? What is cost center? What is investment center? Let's talk about it. So anywhere in the entire organization where you are only incur cost, nothing else, no revenue, no profit, nothing else, anywhere in the organization, no investment, anywhere in the organization when you are just incurring anywhere in the organization, you can see where you are only incurring cost, nothing else, only cost. Can you think anywhere in the organization where you just incur cost? Give me example. No investment is done anywhere in the organization, any department, anywhere where you are just incurring the cost, nothing else, no profit, no investment, no sale. Tell me the example where we only incur the cost. Tell me. Yes, give me example where we only incur cost. You can see in case of production department, where we are converting the raw material into final good. Anywhere in the organization where we convert the raw material into final good, that means anywhere where we are producing the goods. So where you are producing the goods, there is no sale. Okay. During the production, we assume no investment, no profit. We are just incurring what? Cost. Production, we need cost. We need resources, we need labor, we need material. So we need overhead, we need to incur the cost. So cost center means where you are only incurring cost anywhere in the organization. So they have just taken an example, a place in the organization which is just responsible for painting of car. So where people are just engaging on painting of the car, they're just incurring the cost. They are just incurring the cost. They are labor, they are painting the car, robot, labor, or whatever. They're just incurring the cost. So this is what cost center, where the manager is only responsible for incurring cost. Like production department manager is only responsible for the cost. Production manager department is only responsible for the cost. So anywhere in the organization where they're only responsible for the cost is a cost center or expense center. Okay. So you can see here. So cost or expense center are a responsibility center where the manager has control over the cost. Where manager is only responsible for cost, he has the control over the cost. Okay, so that will be considered as what? Cost center. Like they have given you an example, paint department, production department, paint department of automobile. In that department, manager is only responsible for cost. Similarly, production department, manager is only responsible for cost. Achha. Now let's talk about the revenue center. Okay. Achha. Now let's talk about the department where manager is only responsible to generate revenue. Okay. So you can see sales department. Sales department of a company, manager is only responsible to generate this revenue, sale. So like here, they have given you an example of ticket counter. Okay. You must have seen such ticket counter in airport. Okay. You must have seen such type of ticket counter in airport. So if you will talk about these ticket counter, they are only responsible to generate revenue. The responsibility is what? To sell the tickets. Sales department manager responsibility is what? To sell the tickets. It is their responsibility. Right? So revenue center are responsible center where the manager has control over the generation of the revenue from operation with no responsibility of the cost. They are not at all responsible for the cost. They're only responsible to generate the revenues. Right? The responsibility is what? To generate the revenue. Like booking counter of the airline company. What their responsibility is to generate the revenue. Their revenue center, their responsibility is to generate the revenue. All right. Okay. Next. Now the question comes here, ma'am, what is profit center then? So anywhere in the organization, any manager in the company who is responsible for both. A manager who is responsible to generate the revenue as well as the manager who is responsible for cost, both. Okay. So for example, a manager who is responsible for sales department and production department, both. Upper level manager who is responsible for both, to generate the sale and to control the cost. That will be what? Profit center. So in case of profit center, what will happen? The manager is responsible to control both revenue as well as cost. So their responsibility is to generate both revenue as well as cost. Their responsibility is to generate both, right? So they are responsible for profit center. Simple. Revenue as well as cost. They are responsible for both. All right. And you will see, this is something I will teach you in your transfer pricing chapter. That will be your next chapter. So let me explain it here also. Profit center. So generally what will happen, department 1, department 2. Okay. When you want to transfer your goods from one department to another department, right? So what will happen? The manager will see when they are transferring the goods from one department to another department, at whatever the price they are transferring the goods, that will be transfer price. It will give the revenue to them, right? Revenue. And they are incurring the cost, right? So this will give them profit, right? This will give them profit. So where the manager transfer the goods from one department to another department, this will result in revenue for them, and whatever the cost they have incurred, they will consider that, right? It will give them profit. So you can see here the manager is responsible or control everything, revenue and cost, both. This manager is controlling both, and hence he is responsible for profit also. So here you can see anywhere in the organization where the manager is responsible for both generating the revenue and for the cost, where the manager is responsible for both, that will be considered as profit center. So if you will see, actually it's a bigger picture. How? Like if you will see, a department can have different functions. Function ka matlab production department and sales department. So what will happen? A company can have a production department and a sales department. So what will happen? A manager is sitting here. This manager is only responsible for production. This manager is only responsible for sale. For example, a manager above them is responsible for both production as well as sale. So now you can see this will be considered as cost center. This will be considered as a revenue center, this manager or this center. And here this level manager will be considered as profit center, because this manager is responsible to control both cost and revenue. All right. This is profit center. So in this way, we will see. Otherwise, you can see some department which transfer the goods from one department to another department, transfer price will be revenue for them. They have incurred the cost, they will generate the profit, right? So here also it is known as profit center. You will learn this in chapter 9. Matlab next chapter, we will talk about it. Okay, chapter transfer pricing. In transfer pricing, we will learn about it. Okay. Now, after this, we are talking about investment center. So the question comes here, ma'am, what is this investment center? What is this investment center, ma'am? So wherever the manager is responsible for the investment and return on investment. So you must have heard about this word, return on investment, residual income. So the point is that here manager is responsible. Ab dekho, level of manager will increase. The responsibility has increased here. So like here you can see these managers are either like here you can see this manager is responsible for production, cost center. You can see this manager is responsible for sale, matlab revenue center. Above them, this manager is responsible to generate the profit from the sale and cost. Now, what will happen beyond this? What will happen? There will be a manager, right, who is responsible. This may be CEO of the company, the highest level manager, right? This manager will be responsible for investment of the company. Now, investment ka matlab, which machine should we buy? Which machine should we buy? Whether we should buy a new machine or do not buy. Let's buy a new machine, or we will not buy a new machine and we will manage with the old machine. Okay? Machine, factory building, or any other investment related decision. You can see lower level management never takes such decision. Right, lower level managers, they will never take the decisions of investment. The highest level manager like CEO, board of director, managing director, they will take the decision about the investment. So investment, because according to investment, the profit will be generated, revenue will be generated, cost will be incurred. right? So you can see in this hierarchy, the lowest level manager will be responsible for cost or sale. Above them will be responsible for profit, and above them will be responsible for investment, right? So investment center is what? It is a center where the responsibility of the manager is what? It is not just the revenue or the cost or the profit. है ना? So manager is not just responsible for revenue, not just responsible for cost, not just responsible for profit, but here the manager is also responsible to generate revenue for the company. Right? Generally, it is the strategic level manager, the highest CEO or managing director, the strategic level manager is responsible for. All right, here the highest level manager will come here in this place. All right, so this is investment center. So now if you will see, when you want to measure the performance, I told you about it. What is it? I told you this. Measuring the performance का मतलब है measuring the result. अब देखो, different managers are responsible for different thing in the company, है ना? Different manager have different responsibility in the company. You can see, different manager is responsible for different manager have different responsibility here. Give me one. Different manager have different responsibility here. Give me one. All right, different manager have different responsibility here. Okay. So you can see here, what is the responsibility of this manager? Production or cost center manager, what is his responsibility? He is only responsible for cost. This manager is only responsible to generate revenue for the company. And this manager is responsible for profit of the company. So, अब देखो, responsible का मतलब क्या है? Control करना ना, cost control. This manager is responsible to control the cost. This manager is responsible to control the revenue. This manager is responsible to control the profit. This manager is responsible to control the investment of the company. These are their responsibilities. है ना? अब देखो, what will happen here? We will measure their performance. What will happen here? We will measure their performance. है ना? तो measure का मतलब we will see how much cost control they have done here. We will see how much revenue they have generated here. This will be what? Measuring the performance, right? How much profit this manager has generated. This is what? Measuring the performance. How much return on investment this manager have done. This is what? Measuring the performance. अब देखो, cost, revenue, profit is all financial factors. Money को देख रहे हो. You are just watching the money, financial factors. है ना? But not just the financial factor, we should see the non-financial factors also, right? अच्छा, I just want to explain you what measuring the performance. तो किसकी performance measurement? Measuring the performance of production department manager. Measuring the performance of sales department manager, measuring the performance of profit department manager, measuring the performance of investment department manager. So here what is happening? We are measuring the performance of these managers. All right. We are measuring the performance of these managers. Okay. So you can see, we will first see what is the organization ka structure. Based on organization ka structure, we will see what are the responsibility of the people. Accordingly, we will measure their performance and then we will manage it. How to improve the cost, how to improve the sale, how to improve the profit, how to improve the return on investment. We will take the corrective actions and we will manage the performance. है ना? Okay. I hope it is clear. See, this is all theory. I know. I don't know. It's you are taking interest or not, but it's all theory and you have to understand it, right? Okay. Now, if you will see here, we have just discussed that when we are measuring the performance of these managers of cost center, sales center, revenue center, profit center, investment center, when we are measuring their performance, we will not just see the financial factors. We will not just see the financial factors. We will see the non-financial factors also. We will not just see the money, we will see the non-financial factors also. All right. So if you will see, when we measure the performance of all these managers, we will see the financial measurement, matlab, whether cost control happen or not, whether revenue have been generated or not, whether profit have been generated or not, whether the return on investment is there, residual income is there, economic value addition is there. These are all financial measures. But if you will see balance scorecard, we will study it in detail. Performance pyramid, we will study it in detail. Building block model, we will study it in detail. Performance pyramids and triple bottom line. If you will study them, you will find it that we consider here both financial factors and non-financial factors. We consider both here. Okay? So this is actually the best way to measure the performance. Why best way? Because our goal is not just to achieve the financial goals, non-financial goals. We just don't want to increase the profitability of the company. We want to increase the employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction also. So financial goal is not enough, right? We want to achieve the non-financial goals also. All right, non-financial goals. We want to achieve the non-financial goals also for the company. ठीक है? So मतलब देखो, we want to achieve result here, है ना? Result. So we want to see the results. What type of result? Not just financial result. We just don't want to improve the cost, improve the revenue, or improve the profit, or improve the return on investment. We just don't want to achieve the financial goals. We want to achieve the non-financial goals. That employee should be happy with the company. That customer should be happy with the company. That the shareholders should be happy with the company. Financial goal. That the general public should be happy with the company. That supplier will be happy with the company. That entire environment is happy, right? Entire public, those who are not directly interested in the company, indirectly interested in the company, everyone, stakeholder ka matlab, we think about everyone should be happy with the company, right? So the point is that we are accountable for everyone, right? So we want to keep everyone happy. Even we think about the environment, that with our activity, with the activity of the company, we are not damaging the environment. Not at all. We are not damaging the environment. So we are accountable toward everything. So we will see, we want to achieve everything. We want to achieve not just financial goals, but we want to achieve the non-financial goals also of the company. All right. We want to achieve both financial as well as non-financial goals of the company. Ab dekho, I'll take these questions later on. So now the point is that, dekho, now the point is that what are the pros and cons? What are the benefits if we measure the performance of the organization? Benefit kya hoga? Dekho, actually what I just told you, we are accountable to all the stakeholder, not just employee of the company. We are not just responsible toward employee. We are accountable toward customer. We are accountable toward supplier. We are accountable toward the creditor, debtor. We are accountable toward lenders, general public. We are accountable toward environment also, right? We are accountable toward everyone, right? You can see we have included everyone. We have not left anybody here. So the point is that actually we are accountable toward everyone. So this is the benefit of measuring the performance. Measure your result, evaluate your result, measure your result. See whether your goal is achieved, both financial and non-financial goals. Money is not enough. If you will just see money, 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 it will not help you to survive in long term. If you will see any organization which has survived for so long just because they think about everyone. Think about everyone, not just think about your own profitability. Don't just think about to gain money. That is not enough. Right? So the point is that what will happen when you will measure the performance, both financial and non-financial, it will promote accountability toward all the stakeholders. Okay? Other things like it will help you to make the comparison, understanding the process of the organization, setting the targets to the managers, right? Measure the activity of the organization. All these things will help you. But the most important thing is what? It will help the accountability toward whom? It will help you to promote the accountability toward all the stakeholders. All right. I hope it is clear. There is no doubt. I hope it is all clear. Is there any doubt? Okay. So now what do we have? All the financial factors. These are all financial factors. Return on investment, residual income, EVA. I will take this later on. These are all practical questions we can take later on. Let's first discuss the non-financial factors. Financial and non-financial factors. Right? So what I'll be considering first here, I'll consider all these things. And don't worry, this is the most easy topic, right? This chapter is the most simplest topic in your material. So balance scorecard is the first topic which I want to cover. Okay. Balance scorecard is the first topic which I want to cover here. Now, what is balance scorecard? Okay, see, from where I'm starting, give me 1 minute. Let me try to explain you from where I'll be starting. So if you will see this chart, so I will first teach you all the non-financial factors, right? I will teach you about the balance scorecard first, then performance pyramid, then building block model, performance prism, triple bottom line. So I will first cover these topics, then I'll come back to here, right? So I will first cover non-financial factors first. Balance scorecard is something I'm covering first. All the non-financial factors I'll be covering first. Okay. Abhi, what we have discussed, actually balance scorecard will cover both financial as well as non-financial factors, right? Okay. So these are the 4 things that we will cover in case of balance scorecard. What are these 4 things that we will cover here? These are the 4 things that we will cover here in case of balance scorecard. Okay, so if you will see here, what do we want to achieve? First is customer, right? Second is learning and growth of whom? Employee. Acha. Then improving the internal business process. Then achieving the financial goals of the company. Huh? These are the 4 things that we will cover here. I'll tell you these topics in detail. Okay. So you will see actually what I told you कि balance scorecard do not just talk about the financial goals. है ना? It was given by whom? Kaplan and David Norton. Balance scorecard was given by whom? Kaplan and David Norton. I just told you that with the help of balance scorecard, with the help of balance scorecard, we will cover both. We will try to measure both financial performance, financial goals of the company. We will measure all the financial goal of the company, and we will measure the non-financial goal of the company. We will measure both financial goals and non-financial goal of the company. ठीक है? अच्छा. परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द कंपनी. देखो गोल का मतलब वी विल मेजर ऑल द रिजल्ट, है ना. तो रिजल्ट का मतलब वेदर वी हैव फाइनेंशियली अचीव द रिजल्ट्स, वेदर वी हैव अचीव द नॉन फाइनेंशियल रिजल्ट्स, है ना. वी वांट टू अचीव बोथ द रिजल्ट्स, फाइनेंशियल रिजल्ट्स एंड नॉन फाइनेंशियल रिजल्ट्स. वी वांट टू अचीव बोथ द रिजल्ट्स हियर. ठीक है. अच्छा, अब देखो फाइनेंशियल रिजल्ट्स को भी मेजर कर रहे हैं, नॉन फाइनेंशियल को भी मेजर कर रहे हैं. कैसे? यू कैन सी हियर. ठीक है. These are your financial and non-financial goals. ठीक है. These are your financial and non-financial goals, है ना. अभी we have just studied that we cover these 4 things here. We will cover these 4 things here. In case of balance scorecard. ठीक है. We have just discussed that we will consider the customer. See, we want to measure the result of all these things. Measuring the performance is what result, how well you have performed will give the result. उसको measure करना है ना. तो customer का result from the customer perspective, result from finance perspective, result from employee perspective. See, learning and innovation किसके लिए? It is for employee. ठीक है. And internal process means we have learned. If you want to improve your entire organization, if you want to remove all 7 deadly waste, you have to first improve your internal organization. है ना. If you want to remove 7 deadly waste, we have learned about the 7 deadly waste, right? So if you want to remove all the 7 deadly waste, you have to first improve the internal business process, the way you are producing the goods, the way you are doing the production. You have to first improve that. है ना? So you have to first improve that. Accordingly, you will manage to achieve it. अब देखो one by one. Financial result कैसे measure करेंगे? How we can measure the financial result? देखो financial means you will measure money, है ना. You are measuring it in terms of money. This is just few example. You can consider more thing here. These are just example. So for measuring that whether you have achieved the financial goal or not, कैसे करोगे? You will see cost reduce हुआ है या नहीं, sale increase हुआ है या नहीं, profit increase हुआ है या नहीं, investment improve हुआ है या नहीं. Right? So we will see these 4 things. Whether the cost has reduced, revenue has increased, right? Profit has increased, right? Profit will go to return on investment, and return on investment has increased or not. You can see we are actually measuring all these things here. है ना? In case of when you are measuring the financial goal of the company, what will you see? All these things. It is not given here, but you can write whether whether you manage to reduce the cost or not, whether you manage to increase the profit. You can consider these points, right? All these things will be considered under financial goal. Whether you manage to reduce the cost, whether you manage to increase the sale, whether you manage to increase the profitability, whether increase the return on investment or not. So for that, you will check what is the percentage of increase in return on investment? What is the percentage of increase in sale? What is the percentage of reduce in cost? What is the percentage of increase in profitability? These are all financial measurements, है ना? So first here we will measure all the financial goals of the company, financial result of the company, that whether we have achieved the financial result of the company or not. We will see this, whether we have achieved it or not. All right. Okay. Next, customer perspective. So now customer perspective means whether the customer is happy or not. This is related to what? Whether the customer is happy or not. Whether the customer is happy or not. How will you find? Customer retention will increase. है ना? Customer retention का मतलब, do you understand? That same customer is buying the product from you again and again. If I'll buy a particular brand again and again, what does it mean? I love a product of a particular brand and I'm buying the product again and again. It means that I become a very loyal customer to them. I just like their product and I'm going nowhere else. I'm just going to them. So just see whether you just don't have acquired the customer, but you have retained the customer. Dekho, acquisition of customer and retention of customer is different thing. These are two different things. All right. Customer acquisition and customer retention. These are two different things. They are not same. Customer acquisition and customer retention are two different things. Right? Dekho, acquisition means you have acquired for the first time your customer through advertisement. You have done good advertisement. Because of that, you have acquired the customer for the first time. But after acquisition, we want to retain them. Retain ka matlab, the same customer without any advertisement is coming to you second time, is coming to you third time, is coming to you fourth time, is coming to you fifth time, is coming to you again and again. Why? Without any advertisement, why is this customer is coming again and again? Because he love your product. He love your product, right? So this means, when do we retain the customer? When the customer love your product, when the customer love your services. So when the customer love your product or love your services, he will come to you again and again. He will come to buy the same product again and again because he like that product. He like that services. So that customer will come again and again. So this will help to retain the customer. Right? So the point is that we want to increase the customer retention, because see, if you will see here, this will give you profit for one time. Customer acquisition will give you profit for one time profit. Right? But this will give you profit for many times. है ना? Profit many बार-बार हो रहा है ना, बार-बार he is buying, बार-बार you will get the profit. Right? So many times you will get the profit from the same customer. So what is good? Customer acquisition is not enough. Customer retention is enough for the company. That shows that the customer is happy with your product and services. Right? So customer perspective, from the customer perspective, what will happen? Improve the customer retention. Brand recognition, improve the brand recognition and improve the customer retention. Okay? How will you find that the customer retention has increased? When the complaints will be reduced. है ना? When you are taking their suggestions seriously, like you people are, when we take their suggestions seriously, when we take their complaints seriously and we improve them, है ना? So customer retention increase means repeated customer increases. The same customer is coming again and again. Number of repeat customer increase. They're coming again and again, right? So in this way, we will see whether the customer is happy with the product or not. The customer is happy with the company's services or not. We will check it. right? We will see it here. All right. Third. अच्छा, third से पहले let's talk about the fourth, because fourth is related to what? Employee. Fourth is related to what? Employee. Who will learn? Who will do the innovation? Employee. Employee will learn. Employee will have to learn, and employee will have to do the innovation. If you remember in chapter 2, we have studied somewhere 2 and 3 that the organization have customer, and these are known as external customer. External customer means the person who will finally buy your product. Okay, now the company have internal employees, which is known as internal customer. Company have internal employee, which are known as internal customer of the company. Now think about it. Only the employee will give the services to the customer. Who will give the service? Who will sell the goods to the customer? Employees. Employees will give the services, or employee will sell the goods to the customer. So what do we want here? Customer should be happy. Whatever the goods we are selling to them, whatever the services we are providing to them, we want our customer to be happy with all the goods and all the services which we are providing. How the customer will be happy? Because employee is providing the services to the customer. So first, employee should be happy. A happy employee will give a happy services or happy goods to the customer. So now we should not just focus on keeping the customer happy, but for every organization, it is important to keep all their employee happy. Employee happiness is also important. Employees should learn every time. Their learning is very important. When they will learn, they keep on improving the organization. They keep on providing the best services to the customer, best good to the service, to the customer. So the point is that everything begins from the company, right? First, don't overburden them. See, we have learned this in chapter 1, 2, 3. Do not overburden them with work. Do not overburden them. Okay? Give them freedom to work. Keep them happy. If a happy customer will give good services, just keep it in mind. Only when a happy employee will give good services to the customer. Only when the employee will be happy, then only customer can get good services from the company. So for that reason, we should work on their learning, provide them proper training. Do not scold them if there is some mistake, because it is the company's. We have learned 85% error arises because there is problem in your process, not because of the employee. Most of the error, defect, mistakes happen because the process is not good. It's not because the employee is not good. There is no fault of employee. Don't scold him. Okay? Improve your process first and provide the training to the employee to work in that improved organization. All right. So here, for that reason, we need to provide training, learning, and innovation of the employees. Okay. So देखो, expansion of eco-friendly product line. I told you, first improve the process of the company, because error, mistake, defect happens not because of employee. Defective unit is not because of employee. You are producing defective unit, not because of employee. If there is any mistake in the company, it is not because of the employee. If there is error in the company, it is not because of the employee. Then your own entire process is not good. Okay? Improve your process first, right? When you improve your process, employee will work accordingly. So don't scold your employee for anything. First improve your own process. That will come here under internal perspective. First improve your entire process, lean management, improve your process, right? Just in time system, lean management, total productive maintenance, improve your process. Once you will improve your process, employee will work accordingly, right? Provide them training. Provide the training to the employee. tell them how to use the technology. ठीक है? Expansion of eco-friendly product line for them. ठीक है? So for that you will work here. What will happen? You will focus on removing all the non-value-added activity by improving entire process of the company. ठीक है? Improve on timely delivery to the customer, improve the quality of the product. This all happen when you improve the process of the company. This will help you to reduce the defect. Defect cannot be reduced if you provide the training. Training will not help you to reduce the defect. If you want to reduce the defect, if you want to reduce the error, if you want to reduce the mistakes, improve your process. Improve what process? Not employee. There is no fault of employee. 85% problem happen because process is not good. So first improve the process now. Improve the process. If your process will improve, this 85% defect, error, mistake can be improved, right? And employee will improve itself. So first improve the process here, internal perspective, improve the internal process that will help to improve the quality of the product, timely delivery, removal of non-value-added activity, only the value-added activity will remain in the organization, right? So in this way, this will help to reduce the defect from the company. This will help to reduce the error from the company, mistake from the company. You will produce the goods, you will deliver the goods on time, full processing system, everything we have learned, right? All right, okay. Next is learning and innovations. Okay, provide the training to the employee. This will help the organization to improve. So you can see how we have to not just focus on money. Money is one of the factors. Yes, we have to see how the cost is reduced, revenue is improved, profit is improved, and return on investment has improved. It is important. But it is not just enough. You have to focus on improving the customer happiness. Customer should be happy. Internal process should be improved. And employee should be happy, right? You should focus on all these things, right? All right. Now let's do one thing. Let's take a break for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and then we will back and we will study more about it because this is most important topic. You will see we have more case studies on this topic. We will talk more about it. Balance scorecard, right? Let's take a break first. And we have a question on this also. We will do a question also on this topic. Let's take a break first. Hi, welcome back. So let's start. So we were learning about balance scorecard. If you will see here, we have considered all those 4 factors. So if you will see, we have learned that we will see about the customer, we will see about the employees, right? We want to improve the internal process of the company and we want to achieve the financial goal of the company, right? So this is what we have learned, right? Now let's see this more in detail. All right. So first we have considered about the customer. This is the final thing, right? We want to check it that whether the customer is happy with the organization or not, right? So let's talk about the customer. To achieve our vision, how should we appear to our customer? Okay, how the organization appears to the customer. Are they happy with the organization or not? So accordingly, for the customer, we will decide the objectives, measures, right? Target, initiatives, what initiative we will take, what are the objective measures, right? We will decide all these things. Now, not just customer, we want to see the employees to achieve the vision of the company, how we will sustain our ability to change and improve, right? So what will happen? The company want to achieve some vision. So how the vision can be achieved? By changing the organization, right? And that will happen by the ability of the company to change, to achieve the vision of the company. So company will improve themselves, right? Like here, company will first improve the internal business process, right? And first improve the process, then what will happen? The employee will itself improve and you can achieve the organization goal like customer satisfaction and happiness and loyalty of the customer, right? So what is internal business process? To satisfy our shareholder and customer. Why do you want to improve the process of the company? So that the customer will be happy, so that the shareholders, stakeholders are happy with the company, right? So what business process must excel? What will be the business process? How you will excel those business process, right? So the objective, measures, targets, and initiative, we will consider all these things here. Okay, all right. And financial goals like return on investment, how much money we have invested in the business and what return we are earning from here. To succeed financially, how should we appear to our shareholder? If we want to succeed financially, how should we appear to the shareholder? So the point is that we will consider all these things. Now, this question may comes in your mind that, ma'am, what is the meaning of objective, measures, target, and initiative here? This question may comes in your mind. So what is the meaning of initiative here? Strategic initiative. What's initiative you have taken for employee? What initiative you have taken for customer satisfaction? What initiative you have taken for improving the business process? What initiative you have taken to improve the return on investment? So what are the strategic initiatives? Right? Strategic initiates are projects that help you to reach the target. What initiative you have taken to achieve the target of the company. All right. What are the target of the company? What are the goal? Like customer happiness is the goal. Employee satisfaction is the goal. Improving the process of the company is the goal. Improving the return on investment is the goal, right? So what are the target or the goal of the company? Target are the desired level of performance that we want to achieve, that the customer satisfaction should achieve from 10% to 90%. How much you have achieved your customer satisfaction? How much you have achieved your employee satisfaction? How much the business have improved? How much return on investment have improved, right? So we will set such target for the organization. Customer happiness should be improved. Employee satisfaction should be improved. Then business process should be improved and return on investment should be improved, right? All these things should be improved. So how much you have improved it will be the target. How much you manage to improve it will be the target. You will check how much you have improved it, right? You will measure it. How much improvement? 10%, 20%, 30%, how much you have improved it. So you will measure that how much your target have been improved here. All right. Okay. Then what do we have here? Measure. Measure means you will measure. You know, in figure, we will find 10%, 20%, 30%, how much it is improved, how much employee satisfaction has improved, how much customer satisfaction have been improved. You will measure it in number, measure it, right? And what else we have? Objectives. So objective means what? A strategic objective are continuous improvement activity that we have to implement for the success. Okay, so for the success of the entire company or the organization, you want to see that whether you have continuously improved the organization to achieve all these things. All right, okay. So we will see everything, है ना? For the customer, we will check whether we have achieved the objective, what are the target we have set, what initiative we have taken, how much it has improved. है ना? We will measure it for internal process also, what target you have set to improve the process, what are the initiative you have taken to improve the process, how much it is improved, what are the objectives for improving the process. So in this way, we will set all these things. And keep it in mind, customer happiness, employee satisfaction, internal business process improvement, and achieving the financial goal. All these four factors should be aligned with the vision and strategy of the company. Vision. The vision of entire company. You should watch the vision of entire company. है ना? So customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, business process improvement, financial goal, it should be on the basis of what vision you want to achieve for the company and the strategic goal which you want to achieve from the company's perspective. I hope it is all clear. If you have any doubt, please write in comment. I'll read and I'll try to explain you, right? Again, the same thing is considered here. I'm just explaining you the same thing so that you will get more clarity. Customer happiness, how customer key value, satisfaction, retention, right? Customer retention, customer loyalty, customer satisfaction, customer value. Say you will recognize customer perspective. Okay. Internal business process, how efficiently you are producing the goods, whether the mistake have reduced, defect has reduced, error have reduced, quality of the product have improved, right? We will see here. Then what will happen? Internal process improvement. Then employee satisfaction, learning and growth of whom? Employee. HR department, right? Human capital. Humans are capital for the company. It's improved or not. What is the culture, working culture in the company for the employees? Okay? And IT structure you have provided to the employee, you will see it here. Then financial goal, whether you have achieved your financial goal. Cost has reduced, revenue has increased, profit has increased, the return on investment has increased or not. You will check all these things here. All right. So we are learning, we have learned all these things here. Okay. Now, what do we have here? We have a question. Okay. Let's try to solve a question now on balance scorecard. Take your time, read this question, then we will discuss it. We have this question, read it, and then we will try to solve it. Read it. We will discuss this question. Okay. Okay, so let's read this question together. Very simple. Just keep it in mind what I taught you. You just have to keep it in mind. That's it. Chalo. Let's read this question. What is the question? Standard Telecom Limited is a company, is a leading cellular service provider having a global presence. It aims to be the most innovative and trusted telecommunication in the world. अब देखो, what is the vision of the company? See, I can see the vision of the company. This is the vision of the company. Can you see this? I can see, right? This is the vision. This is the vision of the entire company. What is the vision? What is the aim of the company? The most innovative and trusted telecommunication company in the world. Okay. To achieve this aim, it is constantly working on overall functioning. It is trying to adopt the best management practice in the world, and following are the some information of company's performance. Okay. All right. Now, what is the question? Analyze the performance of the company using balance scorecard. When you are analyzing using balance scorecard, you know we consider 4 points. First, customer, right? Second, employee, learning and growth, right? Third, internal business process improvement. And fourth is what? Financial goals. These are the 4 things which we measure when it is balance scorecard. ठीक है, balance scorecard के अंदर we consider these 4 things. Now see what is given in the question. Operating ratio is what? Is improved or not. This is the base year and this is the current year. Check whether it is improved or not. This will go to financial goal. This is what I can see. This is a financial goal actually. This is a financial goal. Next, from the base year, you can see revenue per user, revenue, again financial goal, is increased or what? Check it. Then check unresolved customer complaint. Is it increasing or decreasing? Customer relationship center and employee coverage under training program. I can see what is given in the question. About employee, it is given. है ना? Then about customer, it is given. Consumer or customer. Then about financial goals, it is given. है ना? So you have to consider to answer it. अब देखो दिमाग में सोचो. Employee, whether the customer satisfaction is increasing or not. Check it. How it will increase if the unresolved consumer complaint decrease. है ना? So देखो यहाँ पे unresolved customer complaint पहले कितनी थी? इतनी थी. Now इतनी हो गई. ठीक है? Is it increasing or decreasing? Check it. What is their target? The target is to reduce it by 20%. Does they manage to reduce it? Check it. Huh? Similarly, what was their target? The target was operating ratio to reduce it by 50%. So what is happening here? Is it increasing or decreasing or what? Average revenue per user, their target was to increase at 250. Is it increasing or decreasing? What is happening here? Tell me. Can you analyze and tell me the scenario here? Is it good for the company? What is it? Tell me. See, this is what they have done, right? From the base year to current year, this is what they have achieved. Is it good or not? Because target was this. Read and tell me. Read and tell me whether the financial goal have improved or not. Yes, tell me. Read and tell me. How will you answer? Try to write the answer. Okay. So, if you will see here, I'm writing the formula for operating ratio first. Okay. First, I'm writing the formula for operating ratio. This is what? Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, right? Plus operating expenses, right? Divided by total sale, right? This is the formula for operating ratio. है ना? What is the target of the company? See, what is the target of the company? To reduce it, right? What is the target of the company? The company is targeting to reduce it, है ना? अब देखो reduce करने का मतलब क्या है? Company is trying to reduce these costs. Company is trying to reduce cost of goods sold, or company is trying to reduce operating expenses so that company can reduce their operating ratio, है ना? कंपनी का टारगेट है टू रिड्यूस इट टू 50%, है ना? सो फ्रॉम 54% to 50%, this is what they are targeting. But instead of reducing it, what is happening? The ratio, instead of reducing, what is happening here? The ratio is actually increasing, है ना? So instead of, this is not good, right? Not good. Company have not achieved the target. Why? Because instead of reducing it, the ratio is increasing. So this is not good for the company. Instead of reducing this ratio is increasing here. So it's not good for the company. Simple. It's not good for the company. Instead of reducing it, it's been increased, right? It's not good for the company. All right. The first situation is not good for the company. All right. Okay. Second one. Now see the second one. What is happening in second case? Increase it to 250. So a revenue per user, the company is targeting to increase the revenue. How much? 250. है ना? So now if you will see, revenue has increased, but how much? Only how much? You can see the difference. You can find the difference. If you want, you can do the calculation also. 225 minus 210 divided by 210. So in this way, you can measure that how much it is improved. है ना? You can measure it. So this is improved only how much? 7.1%. This is only improved by 7.1%. How much it is improved? 7.1% is improved. What was your target to improve it more, right? 250, matlab 40 divided by 210. How much you have targeted? You have actually targeted it to improve how much? 19%. Oh, the target was to improve it by 19%, but you have improved it only 7.1%. So accordingly, you have to So you will see here that this ratio they have targeted to improve it by 19%, but their target was to improve it by 7.1%. So this is how you will measure. Here, what you have targeted to improve it, reduce it by 4%, but instead of reducing it by 4%, it has increased it by how many? By 6%. Opposite ho gaya, right? So you can see that both of them are financial measures. What is it? Both of them are what? Financial measures. Both of these things will come under financial measure. Let me show you how. You can see here. So you can see these are the financial measures, both operating ratio and average revenue. Both of these two things will come here. You can see, I just told you that their target was to achieve this. Their present scenario was 54%. So they want to reduce it from 54% to 50%. But yahan pe what is happening? Instead of reducing it from 54% to 50%, it is actually increasing to 60%. Not good, which is not good. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? Maybe instead of reducing the operating expenses, the operating expenses has increased. Your target was to reduce this ratio. Reduce means you want to reduce these expenses. So instead of reducing this ratio, what happened? This ratio has increased. Why the ratio has increased? Instead of reducing, why the ratio have increased? The ratio have increased maybe because the cost of goods sold has increased, or maybe because of the operating expense has increased. You can see it is written in the answer also. So easy to answer it. You can see the company is required to take appropriate step to control and manage the expenses. Company should manage their operating expense. So instead of reducing the expense has increased. Because of that, the ratio have increased instead of reducing the ratio. All right. Similarly, here what is happening? Instead of reducing it, right now 210 is the revenue of the company. Company is targeting it to improve it 250. So instead of improving it to this extent, it is just improved to 225. Right? So what is happening? You will see how much it is increased. Only this much, right? But target was to improve it from here to here. So target was 19% improvement, but improvement is 7%. So company has to check the reason why the revenue is not increasing to the extent the company has targeted, right? This is, so you have to see. So maybe because the expense is increasing, maybe the expense is increasing. Maybe the operating ratio is increasing. Because of that, the revenue is decreasing. The company can boost up the average revenue per user by providing more value-added services. So what is the target of the company? To improve the revenue. You can see that this was the target of the company. How is it possible? Improve the value-added services for the customer. Right? Improve the value-added services. If the value-added services of the company will improve, then only it will improve. Improve the value-added services of the company. Okay. Because okay. So the point is that in competition, when the market is very competitive market, see what else they have written. When the market, you can have two type of market. One is a market where you have the monopoly. In case of monopoly market, you can decide the revenue, you can decide the price. Whatever the price you want to sell your good, you can sell it easily because you have the monopoly. But if the market is opposite, competitive market. So in case of competitive market, you do not have option to increase the price. What option do you have? In competitive market, you cannot increase the price. Then provide more value, provide more features to the customer, more services to the customer, right? So where it is not possible to increase the price of the goods, provide the services, more better services, and charge more price because of the more services, because you are providing more better services, and for that reason you are charging more from the customer. So this is one of the way you can improve the revenue of the company. And you can see it is mentioned here also that if you want to improve the revenue, provide the value-added activities, provide the value-added services. So if you will provide the value-added services, maybe it will help you to improve the revenue of the company. You can see how easy it is to answer you. Just your concept should be clear. You can easily answer it. Huh? Not at all difficult. Okay, next. Now, if you will see in the same question, so what we have discussed, first 2 points will come under financial factors. Huh? First 2 things came under financial factors. अब देखो, see, this will come under customer point, है ना, financial perspective. Now this will come under customer perspective. This point, unresolved customer complaint, we have targeted it to reduce by 20%. Instead of reducing, it has increased. How much? 27,500 minus 25,000. So instead of reducing it, it has increased. Instead of reducing it, it has increased. How much? 7,500 divided by 30%. Oh, you can see. So customer complaint has increased by 30%. Instead of reducing it by 20%, it has increased by 30%. That means you have to work on improving the customer complaint. है ना? Customer complaint increase हो गया, which is never good for the company. That means customer is not happy with the company's product or services. Not good for the company's product or services. Customer is not happy, right? You may lose your customer. Maybe in long term, you will lose the goodwill of the company, brand name of the company. In long run, it is not at all good, right? Now let's see what they have written in the answer. So the company had set a target to reduce the complaint by 20%. This was the target, to reduce the complaint by 20%. So instead of reducing the complaint, what is happening? Unresolved complaint has increased. है ना? Increased to how much? 30%. It has increased to 30%. So how much it has increased? By 10% it has increased. है ना? So not good for the company. Instead of reducing it, it has increased, which is not good, right? Okay, reducing it by 20 is written. Reduce it. Okay, company has targeted to reduce it by 20%. So instead of reducing it by 20%, it has increased, right? Not good for the company. So it has increased, right? It shows dissatisfaction. Customer are not happy with the company. Dissatisfaction of the customer, right? The dissatisfaction of the customer has increased here. Right? Company may lose their customer in long run. See what is written here. Company may lose their goodwill in long run. Customer may lose their brand name in long run. In long run, it is not at all good for the company. It's not at all good, right? Okay. Next. Okay. Next, you can see what is the next topic. It is given here that customer relationship center. Okay, so take the total to 250. Relationship centers, customer relationship center should improve. Okay, so the point is that what is the nature of the business? Telecommunication, like phone, like Jio. Jio is a telecommunication company. So what is the normal business of the company? To develop the relationship with the customer. So see, this point will go to internal business process. It will go to internal business process, because what is the nature of the business? Business is telecommunication company, phone company, like Jio, Airtel. These are telecommunication company. So what is the nature of the business here? It is telecommunication company, right? And in this case, what was the company goal? This will come under internal business process, because this is the process of the company. So the company has targeted improve this relationship to from 200 to 280, while they manage. Their target was to improve the relation up to 250, but here they have improved the relationship to 280. है ना? Customer relationship center. They have now how many customer relationship center? 280. So the company have centers. I hope you understand in this case. Center matlab like they have a place where they will handle the problem of the customer, like Airtel Voda Center we have here. So if you want to recharge your phone, if you have any complaint regarding broadband, if you have any complaint, you can go there, Airtel, Geo, you can go there and you can tell them. So the company have different centers where customer centers where they provide the services to their customer. This is actually their business process. So for that reason, we are considering it under internal business process. Why? Because their business process is to provide services to the customer. This is their business, right? So now they have targeted that they need 250 center all across the place. Okay. Instead of 250, now they have opened 280 center, which is good for the company. Because now you will provide more services to the customer. Okay. So you can see it is good for the company. Okay. See, what is written here? Internal business perspective, customer relationship center will be covered under this perspective. Customer relationship center will be covered here. Company have established 80 center in the current period, exceeding the limit 50. Okay. Okay. This shows seriousness of the company toward customer satisfaction. Yes, the company wants to satisfy their customer. Why? Dekho, customer center is what? Providing the services to the customer. More service you will provide. This is just like customer care center. Customer care center of telecommunication company. More customer care center a company can have, more better services a company can provide. You know, more better services company can provide. So when the company have 250 centers, accordingly company is providing, they are dealing with the customer. You know? So that right now the company have 200 center. But instead of 200, the company was targeting to have 250 center all across India, this much of center. So obviously what will happen, customer will come here to deal, to address their issues, whatever. But what is happening, instead of 250, the company have opened more center. How many? The company has targeted to open 50 more center. Instead of 50, the company have opened 80 more center. More services company is providing. That means company is very serious to keep their customer happy. Why more centers? To increase the satisfaction of the customer. Right? The company have opened more center to increase the satisfaction of the customer. You can see here, it is written, right? What the company is targeting, why the company has increased the number of center? Because they want to give more satisfaction. Company is very serious about providing customer satisfaction. You know, if the customer will be satisfied, customer will be happy. If the customer will be happy, then only revenue of the company will improve. Your goal is to improve the financial, right? Revenue. But revenue will improve only when the customer will be happy. And see, the company is actually serious about increasing the happiness of the customer. So when the customer will be happy, then maybe next year, the financial goal will be achieved. Right now, in this year, the financial goal is not achieved, right? You can see. At the end, you can write this also, right? Though the company have increased their customer service center, though the company have improved their internal process, still company is not able to reduce the customer complaint. Not good, na? That means somewhere something is lacking, hai na? Though the company have increased their customer center, है ना, मतलब company have improved their internal business process, still the complaint has not reduced. Complaint is high. Still the revenue has not reduced. Still the expenses is rise, right? Maybe next year, next to next year, if you will open more center, maybe next year you manage to reduce the complaint maybe in next year you manage to increase the revenue, but in this year, though you have increased more center, still the revenue is not increased, still the complaint is not reduced. You can write it in niche, you can write it in an explanation, right? And see what is happening. What is the reason? Maybe this is the reason. I can see the reason why it is happening. I can see the reason. Give me 1 minute. I can see. See what the company is targeting to provide the training at least 15%, train the employee to work. So from 8% to 15%, this is what the company is targeting to provide the training to the employee, learning and growth. But instead of providing training to 15% of employee, the company has provided training only to 10% of the employee, which is not good, right? The company have provided training only to 10% of the employee, which is not good at all, right? So now what will happen? And this is not good. So maybe this is the reason that though the company, now you can see, I will write it so beautifully, the answer, even better than what is written downward. Though you can write all these things in answer. Though the company have opened more center, company have improved their internal business process. Internal process has improved. What is the expectation? If the internal process is improved, we expect that the customer complaint should reduce. But though the internal process has improved, customer complaint is not reducing. What is the reason? Maybe because training, you are not providing proper training to the employee. Maybe this is the reason, because you have not provided the proper training to the employee, so that though we have more center, but the people are not well enough to deal with the customer complaint. Because at the end, employee will provide the services to the customer. If the employee is not trained, he will not deal with the complaint. He will not manage to deal with the complaint. So maybe this is the place where the company is lacking. So you can see here, accordingly, you can write the answer. Let me show you first. So what is happening here? Employee training. You can see here, we have targeted to provide a training of 10%, but actually we have not provided the training to 15%. We have targeted to provide the training of up to 15%, but actually we have just provided 2% training. We have just improved the training 2%, which is not good. So the point is that maybe this is the reason. Because I can see a problem in this company now. I don't know whether you managed to see the problem or not. I can see a problem. What is the problem here in the company? Company is trying to improve. How? More center. Company have opened more center. ठीक है? अब more center का मतलब है customer should be happy. है ना? More center means what? Customer should be happy. But you can see customer is not happy here. Customer is not happy. There is more complaint about from the customer. Why is this customer not happy? Though you have opened more center, maybe one of the reason is maybe because employee is not trained enough to deal with the customer complaint. This may be one of the reason. You can see maybe because the employee is not trained enough. Employee is not trained enough. Employee is not trained enough. And since the employee is not trained enough, because of that, they are not dealing with the customer complaint properly. And because of that, the revenue is not increasing. Because of that, the cost has increased. Right? So this is actually how you should give the solution to the company, right? You can write all these things because here they are asking you to analyze it. So you can analyze it, right? You have analyzed the performance and you can give the suggestion if they will ask you the suggestion, how to improve the organization. All right. So this is how we should write the answer here. Okay, now let's learn some more point about, we have done performance balance scorecard here. Balance scorecard is complete. Let me check everything, that whether I have covered everything or not. I've covered everything, but let's go through one once again. ठीक है, तो देखो बैलेंस स्कोर कार्ड के अंदर we have learned that we will see not just the financial factors but we will see the non-financial factors also, right? We have learned that the target of the company is what? Customer, we want to improve the customer relationship, we want to increase the customer happiness, customer satisfaction. We will focus on particular target customer, we want to provide them high quality product, right? Employee satisfaction, reduce, improve the efficiency of the process of the company. Gestation period, we want to reduce the gestation period here, we want to use the IT and all. ठीक है, not relevant. ठीक है, so if you want to make your organization successful for long term survival, if you want to make your organization long term survival, we have to see both financial as well as non-financial goals. We have to see both goals, right? We have to check whether the company have achieved both financial as well as non-financial goals, right? We have to check it. All right. So you can see here, we will see the financial, we will see the financial perspective and we will see the non-financial perspective. Financial perspective में how do we look to the shareholders? देखो, return on investment improve करना है, cost reduce करना है, revenue improve करना है, profit improve करना है. Just keep it in mind, है ना? So here in financial perspective, I told you, try to improve the revenue, right? Try to reduce the cost, try to improve the profit, right? Try to improve the profit, return on investment. Try to improve the return on investment. You can see it is for the shareholder, because owner, it is for the owner. Owner want to improve the profitability, right? So to improve the profitability, who is interested? Owner is interested. Right? You can see how we look to the shareholders, whether we are improving all these things or not, right? You will measure it from financial perspective. Now next. Next is what? Customer perspective. I'm just revising everything. This is the most important thing. If you will see, you will find many case studies on balance scorecard. So what is the next thing here about the customer perspective? How do we view, how do customer view us? Because we should work on happiness of the customer. Customers should be happy with the company. Okay, how you can make the customer happy? How the customer will be happy? If you will provide the quality product to them. Quality services, quality product, on-time delivery, right? On-site services. Okay, when your mistake is less, when your defect is less, right? So when defect is less, when the mistake is less, error is less, you are providing good after sale services. Okay, cost per product is less, free shipment. This will all make the customer happy, right? Focus on keeping the customer happy. That will come under customer perspective. Okay, these are the lead indicator which you will see. All right, customer happiness will be considered as customer satisfaction, customer retention. I told you about all these words. What is customer retention? What is customer acquisition? Customer loyalty, customer satisfaction, these words, right? We have discussed all these things. Okay, next. Next is what? Internal process. So we have learned that you can improve your organization first. We can't blame defect. For defect, we cannot blame the employees. Employees are not responsible for defect. Your own first process is responsible. So first improve your process, right? Remove all non-valued activity, all the waste from the company. Improve your process, right? When you improve the process, what will happen? Defect will reduce. And you will provide more quality product. You will produce more quality product and services. Okay? All right. What is given here? At what must we excel? Okay? Improve the process of the company. Identify the process and activity of the company and improve it. Assess the value chain. Find the value-added activity. Focus on value-added activity. Remove all non-value-added activity from the company. In this way, you can improve the process of the company. So here you can see, so crux, you can see I mean, you can finish it in just 2-3 words, right? So this is how you can improve your process. Do the value chain analysis, find the value-added activity, focus on value-added activity, remove non-value-added activity. That's it. Okay, next is what? Once your process is improved, then it is possible to expect something from the employee, because 85% error defect arises because of the process. Improve the process first. Then what will happen? Once the process will improve, employee will improve itself. Okay, so now this is about the employee. Okay. Employee means learning and growth of the employee. How do we continue to improve and create value for the customer? Okay. So improvement of what? Infrastructure of the company and activity of the company. You will improve all the employee of the company, people. You will improve the system of the company and organization ka process of the company. You will improve all these things here. Okay. That will come here. Learning and growth perspective. So these are the 4 points that we will check here and we will improve here, right? So this is how we will cover all these things. That's it. Balance scorecard is finished, right? Okay, we still have half an hour. Let's see what else we can cover today. Okay, I think we have one more question. We can take one more question now. Achha, we have done this question actually. Okay, so let's take for other topic. Let's take some other topic now after this. Okay, I want to take a small topic now because time is less, so I don't want to take any big topic. Let me see what we can cover today now. In half an hour, what we can cover. So we have these topic. Out of all these topic, what we have covered balance scorecard, right? We have covered balance scorecard. Now let's do this topic, triple bottom line. This is a small topic, so I want to take it first. Okay, let's go and see what is triple bottom line. Okay, so this is triple bottom line we have. What is triple bottom line? In case of triple bottom line, we will focus on 3 things here. Okay, what are the 3 things on which we will focus here? Again, you can see on all these things, like in balance scorecard, we have considered both financial and non-financial factors. We have considered both financial as well as non-financial factors. In triple bottom line also, we are considering both financial and non-financial factors, right? So you can see triple means 3. We are focusing on 3 things here. First is what? Environment. Right, we are focusing on environment. Second, we are focusing on profit. And the third thing on which we are focusing is society. Community. So every organization, see here we are considering both. This is financial goal. Right? This is financial goal. This is non-financial goal. Environment is non-financial goal. And society is also non-financial goal. So the company here again in triple bottom line is focusing on both financial as well as non-financial goals. Okay. Achha, now what is triple bottom line? Triple bottom line expense traditional accountancy reporting system looking at social and environmental performance rather than simply financial performance. So not just financial performance. Company here is focusing on environment. Company here is focusing on society also, right? Okay. So every organization is accountable toward environment, because you can see organization actually uses the resources. अब resources कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? It is coming from environment, right? The company or the organization are using the raw material. They are using the labor. They are using other overheads, right? These are all resources coming from the nature. So obviously the company is responsible toward the environment. Acha, this triple bottom line was introduced recently in 1994, not very old, right? In 1994, it was introduced by John Britt, right? E. Kington. So it was introduced by him, and all right, so it was originally introduced in 1987. You can see the importance, right? You can see it is actually focused on environment. We have learned about environmental management accounting. So you can see that actually organization is responsible for people, planet, and triple bottom line, where we follow 3 P's. ठीक है, 3 P's means people मतलब society, planet मतलब environment, profit मतलब profit. ठीक है, so these are the 3 things that we are considering here on which the organization should have to focus. Why? To survive in long term. Because देखो, if the organization is just focused on making money, profit, पैसा पैसा करते हो, क्यों पैसे पे तुम मरते हो, right? So if the organization will just focus on money, what will happen? This is actually a short-term goal. If customer is not happy, if the environment is not good, if the people are not happy, one day your organization will be finished. You will not survive for long time period. If you want to make your organization survive for long time period, you must focus on what environment as well as the entire society, right? We must have to consider this also, right? Okay, see, this is something we have not considered. This is something we have not considered in balance scorecard. Let's make a comparison also. So if you will see balance scorecard, so in balance scorecard, we have considered the customer. We have considered the internal process. And we have considered what internal process and employee and the internal procedure of the company. We had focused there, and we have focused on the financial factors. This was your balance scorecard. If you will see, it was all internally focused. Internally, मेरा process, मेरे customer, मेरे employee, है ना, मेरा business process. So if you will see, it was all internal focus. है ना, balance scorecard was internal focus. Now, if you will see triple bottom line, it is not just internal focus. They are saying sab khush. So they want to keep the environment clean. They want to clean the people, all the stakeholders, right? Matlab, even the general public, those who are not at all interested in the business of the company, not at all interested in the product or services of the company is focused on them also. The company wants to keep them happy, right? Okay, so company will measure these things here. Keep it in mind. If you want, please write it somewhere. Okay, there is a question actually. Let's see the question. So see what is written here, that every business need to be sustained rather than profitable. Okay, just to earn the profit is not enough. Long-term survival is important. Do something that help the organization for long-term survival. So just to earn the profit is not enough. Do something that help the organization for their long-term survival. All right. So this is what mentioned here. Every organization need not just to earn the profitability. The organization should work on sustainability. Sustainability means long-term survival is equally important, right? So when a business had to be sustainable, long-term survive, when you can say that the business is long-term surviving, huh? When the management makes sustainable business decision, what type of business decisions for sustainability? These three things, right? What are these three things? Environment and society and profitability. Three things are important, right? Environment should be happy, society should be happy, and uh, the company is earning profitability, right? So this is what written here. Do you have any doubt up to here? Anybody have any doubt here? Yes. So this will result in sustainable development of the company. This will what? Sustainable development. Sustain. The company will sustain for long time period here. And the company will have to prepare here sustainability report, right? And global reporting initiative have been initiated, right? You can see these are such type of report which was earlier organization were not preparing and not even focusing, but now they are focusing because it is important, right? For the long term survival of the company, it is now all important, right? Okay, see, this is something we have already discussed. Planet matlab environment, people matlab society, and profitability economic bottom line. So we will measure these three things: whether air, water, ground and emission, right? Everything is clean or not. Ecological footprint is okay or not. Carbon footprint is okay or not, right? You will see this. Then people and social equity bottom line, what will happen? You will see people are happy or not, government is happy with the organization or not, है ना? Health and safety of all the human being, है ना? You're not damaging the water which is damaging the health of the people. You're not damaging the air which is damaging the health of the people. See, your product is not damaging the environment, right? So health and safety of the people is important. Human capital is important, right? So it is all important here. Then see the profitability, return on investment, revenue increase, cost reduce, right? All those things. So where you focus on planet, people and profit, that will help in sustaining the environment. You will sustain for long time period, right? Where you focus on all these three things. Where you are focusing on planet, you are focusing on the people, है ना? Planet मतलब society. You are focusing on society. You are focusing on planet means you are focusing on environment, and you're focusing on society, but you have no profit. Still bearable, right? ठीक है? And it is bearable. ठीक है? Performance is bearable. Where environment is not good, you're not focusing on environment, you're focusing on society, profit is okay, it is equitable, it will be considered as equitable. Where you're focusing on environment, you have the profit, but people are not happy, it is viable. But what is sustainable? If you focus on all these things, right? Your business will be sustained in long term period. All right. Okay, now we have an example and a question here. Let's do this question. Okay, test your understanding. This is the question. Hmm? Test your understanding. Can you identify the business following in each subset? Bearable, equitable, viable. So we have done that question, I think. We have done this. Acha, let's do this example. So what is happening here? A business dealing with plastic bag. Okay, business is what you can see people use plastic bags so much, especially chips in India. You can see chips industry, 5 rupees ka chips, you know how much environment damage it does. 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees chips packet does how much environment damage, right? So business dealing with plastic bags and special water bottles, also mineral water bottle, right? They also do a lot of wastage, environment damage, I think. Yes, environment damage. So a business dealing with plastic bag minded, use of less than 35 micron plastic bag are prohibited now in our country. Why is it prohibited? Maybe it is not biodegradable. For that reason, a plastic bag having less than 35 micron plastic is prohibited. Why? Maybe it is not biodegradable. Non Not biodegradable. Okay. Maybe equitable business, but not sustainable because of harm of the environment. So if your business is dealing with plastic business, maybe it is profitable, and maybe the society or the people are happy with this. People are happy, but the point is that for the environment, it is not good. For environment, it is not good. You know? So for that reason, what is mentioned here, one can take the example of cracker manufacturing business as well. Okay, so in case of cracker business manufacturing, they do the air pollution. Air pollution. Okay. And this plastic will do the soil pollution because it is not biodegradable. So when you throw the plastic, it will take millions of years to biodegrade the plastic. Okay. So I have seen such plastic in Dubai, which can be biodegrade in less time, in just few months, not in few months, it just in days it biodegrade. I have seen some videos also that people in some other country, they make such plastic which is biodegrade in a second. You just dissolve it in water, it will be biodegrade, right? It will be dissolved. So there are some plastic, not in India we don't have such plastic. Maybe it is costly or what technology, I don't know. Not in India we don't have it, but yes, I have seen in other country people are using such plastic which is very easy to biodegrade. If you keep the plastic for a month like this somewhere, it will biodegrade itself. So people are using such plastic in other country, but not in India. Okay, so we are damaging the environment by using the plastic or by using what? The crackers. So it is mentioned here, maybe it is increasing the profitability of the company. People are happy, but for environment it is not good. Similarly, tobacco business, if you will talk about tobacco business, even the people, it is not good for the people and the planet. Okay, so not at all sustainable. It is not good at all right, so we have learned all these things. Okay, give me 1 minute, huh? So let's do one more question here. we have a question here. We have a question. You could see. This is the question we have. Read it and tell me the answer for this question. Okay, Janvi, I will take learning curve question. Not now, not possible to take it now. I'll take it in the next session. Customer relationship center, why was that coming under customer perspective? For a reason. Dekho, Apalla, we will see the nature of business. I told you first see what is the business. So some business is just internal business is to just deal with the customer. So where your business is to deal with the customer, we will see internal business process, what type of internal business process they have. You will see the nature of business. So when you are producing the goods, production is not, in that case, you are not dealing with the customer. Your internal process is not to deal with the customer. But consulting company is dealing with the customer every day. Their process is to deal with the customer. Consulting company. So generally, when you provide a services, the business is to deal with the customer. So when you are dealing with the customer, that process will come under internal process. When you are dealing with the customer, in case of services. But when you are producing the goods, production is the internal process, not the customer. So for that reason, there we have considered customer centers, customer service center as internal business process. Yes, there can be conflict of interest between different perspectives. We have to check. I gave you the example and I gave you the relationship also. Right? Very nice. Okay, good. You asked the question. Okay, now let's do this question. What is this question is? S Limited. What is this question? S Limited has recently undertaken following initiatives towards sustainability, and they can be reported under the relevant dimensions. Okay. So here they have asked you, where do you want to consider them? Okay. Triple bottom line, recognize the company's performance should not only be viewed in terms of its ability to generate economic profits for its owner, but also to the impact on the people and the planet of its long-term economic and social viability. Okay, this is just a point. Leave it. Okay. Now let's see what are these things coming. Okay. First point, reduce the amount of plastic usage in a peanut butter jar. So you can see, tell me, where do you want to consider? Is it good for the people? Are we considering it from the people point of view? Or are we considering it from the planet point of view? Or are we considering it for the profit point of view? Okay. These are triple P, triple bottom line. Okay. What is happening here? The company is trying to reduce the amount of plastic used in a peanut butter jar. Company is selling a jar. On that jar, the company is putting some plastic. Now, the company aims to reduce the use of the plastic. Where do you consider this point? Where do you want to consider this point? Yes, planet. Okay. Yes, we will consider it in planet. Okay. Okay. Second, constructed solar powered warehouse. So now here what is happening? Company have a warehouse, and in the warehouse the company is using what? Solar powered plant. Where do you want to consider it? Solar power plant. Where do you want to consider it? Yes, solar plant. Where do you want to consider? Write in comment quickly. So company have a warehouse and company need electricity here. For the electricity, company has just, on the roof of the warehouse, the company have placed solar panel. right? Company have placed the solar panel. So what will happen? The solar panel is producing the electricity for the warehouse. For whom it is good? It is good for the planet, environment, right? Because even in case in India, let me tell you, electricity, for the generation of electricity in India, I'm talking about India. In India, we generate most of the electricity. In India, though you can say India clean electricity is a clean fuel, it do not do any air pollution. But in India, we generate electricity by burning of coal. Burning of coal. So you will see like most of 60%, more than 60% electricity we generate by burning of coal. First, we burn the coal, steam generates, steam will run the turbine, turbine will generate the electricity. So we burn the coal to generate the electricity. Most of the electricity in India is generated by burning the coals. Not good, right? It is not at all good. If you generate the electricity by burning of the coal, it is not at all good. Right? It's not good. It is actually doing what? Air pollution. It results in air pollution. Right? Which is not good, right? It's not good. It does air pollution. Okay. So again, planet. You are doing it to improve the planet. Next, provide financial support to the hospital run by the local authority in the vicinity of the factory. You have a factory, right? You have a factory somewhere, right? Around the factory, there is a hospital. And what is happening? This is some other organization. No? You have your organization as a factory, right? Now, what is happening here? This factory is actually providing what? This factory is actually providing what? Services to the hospital. Right? This factory is providing services to the hospital, right? So what will happen? Hospital are running here. So what will happen? This will help to improve what? People. This is for the people, right? These people are not at all related to your business. Those who are coming here in the hospital are not at all related to your company. They are not at all your customer. They are not at all your employee. They are nothing for you. But still you are giving some assistance to the hospital. It will come under people. You want to keep the people happy. Right? You want to keep the people happy. Okay, next. Next is what? Started child care unit for the benefit of the women employees as well as for the neighbor community. So again, this is for people. Enough. This is for the people, right? Child care unit, right? Women happiness. This is for the people. And the last point is what? To generate the profit for the shareholder. This is profit. Right? This is profit. This will come under profitability. Right? So with this, I will just end up here. That's it. And we will cover the remaining topic tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, we will have 2 more sessions on this topic. So tomorrow I will be consider more topic from this. So we will consider all these topic, and next session we will take more topics. So let me wind up with this topic only, right? Let me show you how much it is left. So you can see here, we have covered balance scorecard, we have covered triple bottom line. Now just these 3 topics left, we will cover it in next session, and these 3 topics we will cover it in next session. We have 2 more sessions. So in next session, maybe I'll cover only these 3 topics, and in last session I'll cover it, or depend. Okay, so I'll cover these topics. With this, let me wind up the session now, because if I'll start something, it will take time to explain it. If you have doubt, I can take your doubt. If you have doubt, you can ask me. You have just answered here in the second last option. It was only for women who are employees then. No. See, if it is for the people, that will come under people, right? It can be the employee. It can be the internal employees, internal people, outside people. Generally, we consider that we are helping outside people. Okay? Those who are not at all even related to our business. All right. Okay. That's it. Let me read it, what you are asking now. Started childcare unit for the benefit of the women employee as well as for the neighbor community. देखो यहाँ पे they are not just helping their own employee but outside people, those who are not at all related to your business. You are helping them also. So that will come under people. That you are not just helping your own employee but you are helping the people outside the organization also, right? Okay, let me wind up the session with this. Okay, so take care all of you. Tata, bye bye.